So namaste and welcome, 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 welcome to YouTube, our YouTube channel. Oh my goodness, we're so excited and we're really praying to the gods of the internet that everything works out okay tonight. But anyway, we hope that we've given you enough warning and enough notice and enough advertising that you're watching us. One of the things that I need you to do, there's a couple of things that I'm going to be a little bit different this time because it's YouTube. All right. The first thing is want you to do a spiritual roll call, family tribe roll call, which means that you have to enter in the comment section that you're here. I know that 3 people are watching us, but I don't know who those 3 people are. So say hello to us. Let us know. Say namaste, welcome, hey, and then I'll be able to chat back with you. Let us know who you are. Say, Durga Devi's in the house. Dr. Don is in the house. Honey Theogene is in the house, like that. Okay, so spiritual roll call for the family. Number 1. Number 2. Rev Mary is our lead tonight, and she's asking for us to please go get a bottle or a glass of water that will be used later. And in 1 more minute, we're going to get started. So it looks like Rabbi Rain, blessings, blessings, blessings. Rabbi Rain is in the house. Blessings and love. Oh, we are so blessed.
You.
Hashem has blessed us with your presence, Rabbi. Thank you so much for being here. Now, there's 3 more that are watching us. I can't see who they are, but I'm going to ask you to please put in the comments section who you are. Honey Michael, namaste. Honey and Michael are watching.
Honey and Michael.
That's good news. That's a miracle, right, honey, that you found us? Wow. Oh, my God. And Mamala.Mamala's watching us from Brooklyn. Oh, my God. That's so
Big
awesome.
hugs.
Yay, Mamala. Awesome in the house. So it's 6:30 and we got no more time. So we are ready to go. And say hello, everybody. Rev Max, say hello.
Namaste, assalamu alaikum.
Hello.
Say hello. Rev Mary, say hello.
Namaste.
And Sister Fran, say hello.
Hello, we're so glad you're here with us tonight.
We are. We're blessed. And Sister Chris is here.
Blessings and love.
And so we're ready to begin. Don't forget to go get your water for later. It's a ritual that we have for later on. So go get a glass of water or a bottle of water.
And we call in the blessed ones. We call in the angels. We call in the archangels to be with us. We call on the forces of light. We call on the masters. We call on the guardian spirits. We call on all forces of love and compassion. We call on those beings of light to come and be with us. We call upon the goddesses. We call upon the spirit allies and the animal allies. We call upon all of those beings, those forces of light. We call upon the gods. We call upon the goddesses, Brahman, Allah, God, Goddess. We call upon all of those beings of divine oneness. And we call upon Holy Spirit, Pachamama, Mama Gaia. We call upon Jesus and Buddha. We call upon all the preceptors. We call upon all of them to be with us tonight as we celebrate divine light, celebrate divine love. And we thank you for being with us. Our call to worship reminds us why we are here tonight, to celebrate, to explore and develop an interfaith experience, and to join together in sacred celebration of spirit. We welcome you to the Darshan Center for Spiritual Evolution, where our spirit is attuned to a higher awareness of oneness. This house of worship is an interfaith and an interfaith sacred space for all people to heal, grow, learn, and develop a spiritual consciousness that celebrates the manifestation of the divine in all things.
And this spiritual community is one of inner faith exploration, embracing all faiths that are affirming and positive, adhering to the highest spiritual goal of be good and do good. The major tenet of this spiritual community is that there is one infinite, all-powerful, all-knowing, and ever-present divine source that moves in and around all that is seen and unseen.
We affirm that this divine source is called by many names and is beyond name and form, and recognize that while there are many paths which lead to enlightenment, each person is on their own personal journey towards the awareness and the understanding of the divine.
We believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience and that we are spiritually evolving in this lifetime. We declare that enlightenment is possible in the here and now, and that this enlightenment can offer us joy everlasting. We know that living in the present moment and recognizing the true I am, which is our divine nature, is where enlightenment lies.
And we hope that you experience Darshan as a result of this sacred celebration that was developed for you tonight. We are the guardians of the Darshan Center, and we are so pleased to have you here with us in Satsanga tonight. Please celebrate with us now with song.
If I were you, I would have given up on me by now. I would have labeled me a lost cause, 'cause I feel just like a lost cause. If I were you, I would have turned around and walked away. I would have labeled me beyond repair, 'cause I feel like I'm beyond repair. But somehow you don't see me like I do. Somehow you're still here. You're the God who stays. You're the God who stays. You're the one who runs in my direction. When the whole world walks away, you're the God who stands wide open arms, and you tell me nothing I have ever done can separate my heart from the God who stays. I used to hide every time I thought I let you down. I always thought I had to earn my way, but I'm learning you don't work that way. Oh, 'cause somehow you don't see me like I do. Somehow you're still here. You're the God who stays. You're the God who stays. You're the one who runs in my direction. When the whole world walks away, you're the God who stands wide open arms, and you tell me nothing I have ever done can separate my heart from the God who stays. My shame can't separate, my guilt can't separate, my past can't separate. I'm yours forever. My sin can't separate, my scars can't separate, my failures can't separate. I'm yours forever. No enemy can separate, no power of hell can take away. Your love for me will never change. I'm yours forever. 'Cause you're the God who stays. You're the God You're the God who stays. You're the one who runs in my direction. When the world walks away, you're the God who stays.
Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit, Hashem, it is us, your beloved Darshan family here in Fort Lauderdale and now across the nation. Thank you so much for bringing us together tonight. Thank you for allowing us to know that it doesn't matter what's going on. As hard it may be to see sometimes, if we only squint, we always see you there. And we thank you for always being here with us. Heal our worried minds, heal our worried hearts, calm our worried bodies. Let us rejoice and fall back into the loving embrace that is you and your presence. Let our ears be open tonight. Let our minds expand. Let our eyes see things. May we always find the blessing, and may we be ready to hear the blessing that is tonight. In all your names we pray, amen, amin, aho, ashe, blessed be, and so it is. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
The story of Mother Sparrow, adapted from Swami Jyotirmayananda. There once was a little sparrow who built a beautiful nest on a tree near the ocean. She laid her eggs and all seemed well. As she waited for her eggs to hatch, the tide began to rise. It rose until it was higher than the tree and the ocean covered her eggs. The mother sparrow did not know what to do. There did not seem to be anyone to help her, so she begged the ocean to retreat. When the ocean continued to rise, she decided that she had to do something to save her eggs. So she got a blade of grass and dipped it into the ocean. She flew to the land and flicked the drops of water from the grass and raced back to the ocean to do it again. She was determined to do whatever she could to uncover her nest. She continued despite being tired and afraid. Just as it seemed that all was lost, the mother sparrow was covered by a huge shadow hovering above her. Looking up, she saw Garuda, the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. He asked what she was doing, and she stopped only a moment to explain her plight. Garuda gave the mother sparrow a mantra and told her to continue her practice. He watched as she continued dipping the blade of grass in the ocean, flying to the shore to flick off the droplets again and again, the whole time fervently repeating the mantra he gave her. Garuda smiled compassionately on the little sparrow and began to flap his mighty wings. As he ascended, he took the ocean with him, thus saving the eggs and answering the sparrow's prayer.
Out the door, just in time, heading down the 405. Gotta meet the new boss by 8 a.m. The phone rings in the car. The wife is working hard. She's running late tonight again. Well, I know what I've been told. You gotta work to feed the soul, but I can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. You got your love online. You think you're doing fine, but you're just plugged into the wall. And that deck of tarot cards wouldn't get you very far. There ain't no hand to break your fall. Well, I know what I've been told. You gotta know just when to fold. But I can't do this all on my own. No, I know I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. You crossed the finish line, run the race but lost your mind. Was it worth it after all? I need you here with me, 'cause love is all we need. Just take a hold of the hand that breaks the fall. Well, I know what I've been told. You gotta break free to break the mold. But I can't do this all on my own. No, I can't do this all on my own. No, I know that I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. I'm no Superman. Someday we'll be together. I'm no Superman. Someday I'm no Superman. Someday we'll be together. I'm no Superman. Someday I'm no Superman.
Namaste. To me, Max is Superman. He truly is. Just listen to that voice and it really brings you to a place of calm. And isn't that what Superman did? You know, I have been thinking this week about a lot of different things. A lot of stuff's been coming up for me, you know. I've been thinking about water. I was thinking about the last time I shared a message and how I shared with you about going off that really high diving board. And I've been thinking about, why did I do that? Because I really didn't want to do that, but I did it anyway. And what I've come up with over and over again is I'm an only child. Now, I'm also a family therapist, so I know that there's lots of different roles that we play in our family of origin. I'm my mother's only child. Only children often will pick the role they feel most comfortable with. So the roles in the family really are, the first child that's born is usually a hero child, and they do all these wonderful things. Their job is to make the family look amazing. And that child is called the hero child. So it's kind of like Superman. The second child comes along and they know they're never going to be as good as the first one because the first one already did everything first. And so even when they go to kindergarten, the first one already went to kindergarten. When they learn to do their ABCs, the first one did their ABCs. So the second one starts to rebel, and the second one starts to be seen as the scapegoat child, the rebel child, if you will. Third child comes along, and the third child is the lost child. They're not going to ever be as good as the first one, and they certainly don't want the attention the second one's getting. And so they kind of want to fade into the woodwork. And the last child usually in a family is called the family pet. And this is a child who loves attention, loves to get attention, loves to be the center of attention, and they'll do anything to keep the tension out of the family. So as an only child, like I said, we kind of pick the role we want and we see what fits. And so I picked the role of hero in my family of origin. And that's why I went off that diving board, because I knew my mother was sitting there with all the other mothers waiting for me to just go run off. And as much as I didn't want to, I knew that that was my role. So there's this thing with only kids, you know, they're the only one. There's no one to share the responsibilities with. And there's a lot of responsibilities being the first or the only child. Your family's whole hope and dreams of carrying forward are on you. And so I'm not here to get you to feel sorry for me, but I want to tell you that my mother was a school teacher. And because she was a school teacher, school was very, very important to her. Being successful was very important to her. Now, I'm really lucky, and I'm not bragging, but school was pretty easy for me. I loved school. I loved learning. Maybe that's why I teach at a university still, and that I still am in education, because I love to learn new things. One of the things my mother would say when I'd come home with a grade is she'd say, "Did you do your best?" And I'd sit and I'd think, and I would say yes or no. And I was pretty honest, so I would tell her the truth. As long as I told her I did my best, she was satisfied. Now, one of the things that happen though, as you get a little older, is other things start to take the focus. And so you're not only focused on school. So sometimes I wasn't doing my best. And when I didn't do my best and she would ask, "Did you do your best?" I felt terrible. I felt absolutely terrible. And so for me, if I'm not striving to do my best, if I can't handle everything that's going on, it makes me feel off. It makes my balance off. I don't feel normal. It's that Superman or Superwoman complex, right? It's like you have to handle everything. Through these months of COVID, I've been pretty relaxed into the situation until this last month. The last month has brought me so many challenges. So many challenges. I've had internet challenges, and I work online all day long. I'm seeing clients online. And when the internet starts to get wonky and my clients may not hear what I'm saying, or I may not see them clearly, or it freezes, I worry about how that's going to affect them. I also have been concerned because I had windows put in my house, you know, these hurricane windows. Well, guess what? They've been scheduled 3 times for inspection. The first time it didn't happen. The second time they didn't give me the right paperwork. And it just happened again this weekend that they came to do the inspection. And guess what? The windows passed, but my big, huge sliding glass doors did not pass. So that's another day that I'm going to set aside for this inspection. So I'm worried about that. I'm worried about things that are happening in my family. You know, my sons are going through some changes. And like that mother sparrow, I can really relate to her. You know, I can handle most anything that happens to me. But when you start talking about affecting my kids, something goes a little off in my head. Their stress becomes my stress. They don't want me to be stressed out because they're stressed, but I am. That's what mothers do. We carry the weight of our children's burdens as well as our own. And if you are an only child or a first child, you certainly feel like you have to carry the burdens. You feel like you have to be perfect. And you know, that whole Superman thing, that whole Superwoman thing, you know, even Superman had kryptonite, and that took him down in a quickness. Well, that's what happens to me when I feel like I'm not doing my best, whatever that means, however intense that is. My best has to be perfection. If it's not 100%, if I haven't put 100% into it, and there's even one little bit of me that slacked even a little, I feel unworthy. And that throws me for sure. You know, changes cause stress. And even if those changes are positive changes, they still cause stress. And when that stress comes up, I sometimes feel like I can't breathe. I sometimes feel like that little sparrow flying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, doing things over and over and over again, but not seeing the changes coming. For me, and for people who know me, when this starts to happen and things start to really overwhelm me, I go underground. And there's two ways I go underground. One is a good way and one is a not a good way. When it's stress for me, I tend to use my spiritual tools. But when it's stress for the people I love, I tend to kind of hide out. I start to watch stupid TV shows and I stop doing my sadhana. I stop doing my practice. It's almost as if I trust that God's going to hold me up, but in some universe, I see the Maya and I feel there's a separation between me and the people I love. And it's almost like I feel like I have to do whatever is needed to hold up everybody in my life. Of course, that just stresses me out more. It just adds and adds and adds. It's like that proverbial straw on the camel's back. The final one finally breaks the camel. But in the meantime, it's really all those other things that keep building up, building up, building up. I try to be Mother Sparrow. I look around and I don't want to ask for help, and I do it on my own. And I keep going and I keep going and I keep going to that point of exhaustion. And then I realize that I am not plugged in and I feel like an imposter. And, you know, we've talked about imposter syndrome here before, but when you take vows, when you become ordained and you take those vows, you feel like God always has to be your very first, you know, that first, I'm going to go to God. But sometimes because we're human, we don't. And we get tired and we get exhausted. You know, in the program, we say if you're hungry, angry, lonely, and tired, stuff does not go well. You are not in a good neighborhood when you're in your own mind by yourself. And so lately, I've kind of been in my own mind by myself. And I'm wandering down some pretty not so great streets. Nothing I'd want my kids on, let's say that. So reaching out's really hard though. When you think you gotta be Superman, reaching out's really hard. When you think you're supposed to leap tall buildings in a single bound and have x-ray vision and know what's coming, it's really hard to reach out for help. And sometimes, even when the people who love you, your spiritual community, reach out to you, you go, I can handle this. And again, a lot of times I don't realize what's going on until I'm feeling like an imposter and until I absolutely realize that I'm off base. So what do I do in that case? What do any of us do, right? When we first realize it, we go, uh-oh, I'm in trouble here. I tend, when I finally realize that I'm in trouble, to turn back, to do a tauba, as the Sufis say, to turn back to God, to go, what can I do? What is missing? How do I start this again? And like Mother Sparrow, I usually go to one of my gurus. Now I may say, oh, no, I don't need to talk. I'm all good. I'm all that. But I'm really lucky that I have some great gurus in my life. And I'm going to tell you that last Monday, after we did Monday morning puja, Rev Grace saw something was going on with me. And she said, oh, do you have a few minutes after puja? We'll talk. And I said, no. I'm very, very busy. I have so much to do. And I was ready to get off the line. And puja ended. And she said, so how you doing? And that's all that needed to be said. And I spilled my guts and I cried and I got real emotional. And I realized I was off. I was really off. And so I had to do my mantra. And for me, doing the mantra is really important. I know that since this COVID thing's happened and I'm stuck in the house, I don't have drive time anymore. And Rev Grace talked about this a couple weeks ago, and it's true. It's true for me too. I used to do all of my kirtan, all of my mantra stuff was in the car. And so it started to wane. As I started not to have to go anywhere, I didn't have to get up as early. I didn't have to get in the car. And so I started cutting back my time more and more and more. And as the stress went up, my puja, my mantra, my whatever time went down because I was sleeping in, because I was staying up watching those stupid TV shows until really, really late at night. So doing puja on Monday morning is really important to me. But what I decided was I needed to start doing puja more often. And even if it was just me and God, it's okay, because I start my week with one of my gurus doing puja. And that's a really good start. And so if any of you are feeling anything like me with that, oh, I'm by myself, join us for puja, because you're not alone, we're here. And so I started to do a modified puja. And I started to do my mantra more. Rev Grace talked last time about, cleaning the mirror and having your mantra be like your theme song, so I'm trying to figure out how to put my mantra to I'm no Superman. That's what I've been thinking about all day today. How do I make my mantra fit that? And I'll figure it out, or I'll figure out something else. The other thing that I realized that's really important for me is to recognize that I am not Superman, that I do need a helper. I do need people to help me. And so the next thing I have to turn to is the serenity prayer. Because see, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Well, you know what? Being a hero, I think I can change everything, but that is not true. And so I have to go, can I change this or can I not? That's how I actually work the serenity prayer. It's not just saying it. It's actually asking myself after God grant me the serenity, can I change this? And if I can't change it, I have to accept it. And if I can't figure it out, then I'm really in trouble. And the wisdom to know the difference is really important. Sometimes that wisdom to know the difference is not in my own head. So I have to go to my heart. I have to go to that heart chakra where that divine aspect lives, and I have to breathe. We were in seminary today, and Rev Lori told us this really cool thing. She said that there's this new age thing. It's like a little tube. You wear it on your necklace, and you take a deep breath in, you hold everything, you pull everything tight, and then you breathe out slowly through the tube. Now, she showed us how to do it with a straw. So I'm going to start carrying around the little straw with me, because guess what? There's some times where I need to breathe, and I need to breathe slowly enough to let that heart aspect speak, so that that mind part, that monkey mind doesn't get in the middle. I also recognize, and I go back again to what Rev Grace talked about last time with polishing that mirror. Dust happens. It just does. Dust happens. And unless you're cleaning that mirror all the time, unless I'm cleaning that mirror all the time, unless I'm constantly shining that mirror, it's going to get dusty again. And so I need constant reminders to do my sadhana. In doing that, I have to stay mindful, and Thich Nhat Hanh talks a lot about staying mindful, and he talks about a whole bunch of ways to meditate. And sometimes I forget that, because again, when that monkey mind is going, to get peaceful and calm and flat, open, to hear the voice of God is really, really hard. So remembering that mindfulness, remembering that I can walk and be mindful, trying to make my walking, my feet touch the earth as softly as possible, remembering that the earth is my mother, and to walk softly and gently on her, knowing that she's always going to hold me up. And that brings me right back to Brother Lawrence that I talked about a little bit ago too, and having and practicing the presence of God. Not just when I'm angry, not just when I'm upset, but in everything. And even when I'm angry, and even when I'm upset, in everything. Going and opening my heart to the divine, knowing that the divine was never going to turn its back on me. Finally, one of the things that really helps ground me is water. I am the queen of long showers. My water bill is exorbitant. And that's when I'm here by myself. It is not unusual for me to be in the shower for 20, 30 minutes. It's one of the places that I do my mantra. It's one of the places where I feel the water cleanse me. And I think that comes from when I was a solitary practitioner, doing all the rituals I did with water. Water's always been something that soothed me. So that cleaning and that healing is so important. You know, the amazing thing with all of this is it does not matter how many times I fall into my humanness. It does not matter how many times I fall into not being Superman. It doesn't matter how many times I realize I'm off the mark. God is always there. God is always just one turnaround away. God is always above me as Garuda, below me as Mother Earth, around every direction of me, like the directions, in every element of me, like the elements. God surrounds me, is in me. And all I have to do is get quiet for a few moments. Just get quiet. You know, God sees that every time I get off the mark, it's an opportunity to bring me back. And every time God brings me back, he brings me back stronger, stronger and stronger and stronger. And so no matter how many times I get human, God chooses me over and over and over again. And I recognize that God chooses every one of us, every moment of our day, every second of our day, every moment. God chooses us. God chooses all of us. He chooses all my loved ones too. I can turn them over to God. I can put them at the feet of Shiva. And so I hope that this has been very cleansing for me. I hope that it's something that you can relate to. I hope that you remember that God surrounds you and that he chooses you over and over every minute of the day. Thank you so much for letting me share. Namaste. Now I'd like to open it up to the clergy to give their feedback and their feelings.
All right, I'll go. No one was jumping in. Thank you so much, Rev Mary. Really perfect, perfect. And a lot of people are commenting how much they needed to hear this. Rabbi Rain said, "You're right on the mark tonight." Paul says, "Really needed to hear this message tonight, Mary. Thank you. Exactly what I'm going through." And yeah, it's exactly what I'm going through too. No doubt about it. And I love that you said hungry, angry, lonely, tired, because, you know, we had a long seminary day and we had kirtan last night, and, you know, all of the anxiety and nerves around going to YouTube, and, you know, the loss. There's just been a lot of loss, and losing nanny, and just all sorts of things, life on life's terms basically. And you know, like the mother sparrow, we're looking for the, how do we figure out how to push the ocean back, you know, how can I figure it out? It's like, and Superman, I mean, I suffer from Superman complex. I have it. You know, Mighty Mouse. Holy shit. You can say that. It's in church because it's holy. It's the holiest. Anyway, I mean, Superman complex, Mighty Mouse complex, you know, all of it. Yes. And I forget to have a step two and a step three. You know, step two is about coming to believe in that power greater than me, believing in that Garuda that can come in and sweep in. And all I have to do is just remember God, just turn back, as you said, and then make that decision. I got to make that decision. You know, it's look, I don't know if anybody caught like the God Who Stays. Probably Reverend Max did because he's a musician. But you know, I was like off the tune so bad. I made my own up for the first verse, you know, but that's okay because like God keeps me humble. I need to be kept humble. You know, every time something like this adversity I'm faced with, whatever it is, it's a chance to be humble. It's a chance to surrender and submit to God. And I think that that's a great reminder. So thank you for that reminder, Rev Mary, to ask God for help.
Thank you so much, Mary. I love you so much. And I love that you shared from your heart tonight what's going on with you and how you're handling it, because I think we can all relate because we are all going through so much. And I think, you know, I also loved your acknowledgement that we need each other, that we need each other, and we see the divine in each other, and we see the divine in nature, and we hold ourselves to such an unrealistic standard. We hold ourselves to a higher standard than we hold anybody, and we have more compassion oftentimes for others than we have for ourselves. We forgive others their slips or foibles or idiosyncrasies, but we don't forgive our own. And when you said, oh, if if my kids are in trouble, I can be right there and I'm spiritually practicing, but if it's me, I'm not. And that when you fall apart, that's when you remember. That's when we remember. We remember when we've lost, when it all seems like it's spinning out of control. And I love that you talked about Tauba, and that it's really just turning back into the heart, finding the love source there, the light source, and bringing ourselves into that compassion, because we have compassion for so many others. And I know, Mary, that you have a huge heart, and that you're providing so much love and compassion and understanding to everybody, and patience. And then you hold yourself to this, as many of us do, the standard of perfectionism, when you are a child of God and you don't have to do anything or accomplish anything or be anything other than your divine self, because you are a spark of the divine. And I love you and I honor you and I thank you for those reminders. And I took a lot from the message tonight. So thank you very much.
Rev Mary, thank you. Thank you for being so raw and so real tonight. I think it's a big misconception that, I myself struggle with all the time is, not wanting, knowing that showing weakness is sometimes the strongest thing you can do. And I admire that so much of you in doing that tonight. I struggle with that all the time. I'm also in the rooms of recovery, and I will not lie, I have a difficult time talking about what's really going on, because I feel like I should be so further ahead. It's weird. And it's, we have a saying that, we'd rather save our face than save our ass. And I'm a face man all day. But who is that helping? It's not helping me. It's not helping the reason why I need to talk about it. The whole entire time you were sharing, I kept having that Beatles song in my head playing, Help, because that's what I'm all about. It took me so long to know that I can ask for help. I was very much Superman in that way, especially I feel like as a man, and the way society tries to condition us to be, that we don't ask for help because asking help is weak. And you're a guy, you're a man, you cannot be weak. And it's such a difficult thing to know that it's okay to ask for help. And especially who you can ask for help to, the person that will never judge you, not even a person, the entity that will never make you feel less than for asking, is the beloved, is the divine, is God. And when you are humbled enough to get to that point and just say, you know what, I need some help. I don't know about any other clergy, but I can say each time I've asked for help, it has showed up. It may not have showed up in the way I wanted it to show up, but it most definitely showed up. So, thank you for that just reminder that it's strong to ask for help and show weakness.
Yeah, thanks, Rev Mary, for reminding us all how vulnerable we are and how easy it is to think that we're alone at times and that we have to do it all ourselves, especially all of us who are lucky enough to be in this family, this community of people who want to help us and who will help us. I've always been able to rely on God, but I've never had the courage to ask anyone, a human, for help until I became part of this group and have been shown how truly willing, beyond willing, the people in this group are to help. And I've had lots of help from people in this community and this family. So thanks for sharing with us the reminder that we need to sometimes ask for it because people don't always know when we need help. So
So Rev Mary, we have a couple of comments that I want to share with you. Dave says, wonderful, timely message, and he loves you. Rev Sue says, the message is just what I need right now. Vern says, we are superhuman together. When Mary is stressed, we have her back. Donna says, 3 times with Darshan family this weekend. So blessed, gives us strength in our connection and compassion. Thank you, Rev Mary. Shine on. Anita says, Rev Mary, thank you. I needed to hear your message tonight. Rev Sue says, Max, that's a funny way to say something serious. And also she says, maybe I'm missing the point, but often when I'm not asking for help, it's because I already know what I need to do, just not doing it conscientiously enough. And that's the comments from all of our viewers who are with us virtually.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'd like you guys to get your water. And some of you may have beautiful containers and some of you may have a bottle of water like I do. And I'd like you to take your water and hold it in your hands. Take a deep breath in and breathe out and feel the energy of love and healing that flow from your heart and in through your hands and infuse this water. Take a few deep breaths, and then I'm going to say a prayer and ask you to repeat after me. And so repeat after me. Sweet beloved one, thank you for the water that nourishes this life into existence. I understand the fluid of this body is that of the ocean and the rain. In water, we are all connected. I honor the power of water to restore this body, this mind, and this spirit to its eternal state of grace and peace. Thank you for this perfect gift, this giver of life, and so it is. And now take a sip of that water because you're going to let the water flow through and heal every aspect, every cell in our being. So enjoy your water. And now Sister Fran is going to speak to you for a minute.
We all know how lucky and blessed we are to be part of this loving spiritual community. Even as we meet online, the rent is being paid at our lovely healing space, just waiting for us to return when it's safe. Please think about how much this community means to you personally and how much you benefit by being part of our loving family, and join us in supporting in the expenses that are ongoing. This is an invitation to be a closer part of our family. By donating and helping, you can give a love donation, however big or however small, whatever you can afford, by PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, which is being shown on the screen. Don't put it off. I know myself, sometimes our bills feel so overwhelming and so many things need our donations right now. It's easy to think, you know what, I can't do it right now. I can't do it this week. But I've been training myself. It's not always easy, but I've found that if I just give, even something small, don't put it off. If all you've got is $2 is terrific. And if you give it with love, it will be accepted with gratitude and love, and we will be all part of the helping side of our family. So please give what you can, and we thank you and we love you, and we're all here for each other. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Fran. So beautiful. Announcements. Okay, well, obviously, oh, I forgot. See, God is just humbling me tonight. Thank you, God. I forgot to edit the PowerPoint, but next Sunday we will continue. We will continue to be on YouTube for our live stream. And we had at one point we had 15 viewers, so that means that a lot of our family is definitely here and watching. So make sure that you sign up for our newsletter, our Constant Contact. That's where we get a lot of announcements going. If you're not getting any of these newsletters from Constant Contact, please check your spam, number one. Number two, maybe you're not signed up, and maybe you want to be signed up. So do us a favor and get in touch with me, and I'll make sure that you're signed up. We also have on Facebook the Darshan Center members private group, and here we get posts of insight during the week. This is where you get to watch our puja on Monday morning at 10 o'clock. And also what happens here is special links. So wait till you hear, you go to the private group and you get the special links. Oh, we definitely, I messed up again. But anyway, you'll get special links. Special links for what? We're gonna have a get together. We're gonna have a family reunion on Zoom. Can you believe that? Like, isn't that crazy? That's gonna be so awesome. I hope it'll be awesome. It's weird on Zoom, but that's where you're gonna need to get to the private Facebook page so that you could get the link for Zoom. We'll probably not Facebook Live that, or probably not YouTube Live that, because it's going to be very, very intimate. But we want to get as many as our family, our spiritual family, to show up for that. So save the date. It's August 8th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. You can email me if you're not on Facebook. email me and ask me, or call me on the phone, 917-579-3750. Call me on the phone and I'll tell you what the special private link to Zoom is for August 8th, 7 p.m., our family reunion on Zoom. Do we have time for a song? I mean, I didn't sing a song because I didn't think we had time, but do we have time, Rev Mary? We do? All right. So here's what I think we should do. I think we should call on the light within, just for Rev Mary, so that she could do her her chair dance. Okay, how's that? All right. Adio, dear Lord, Satnam, holy name. When I call on the light within, I go home. Adio, adio, dear Lord, Satnam, holy name. When I call on the light within, I go home. Call on the light within. Can you hear me call on the light within? I'm calling on the light, calling on the light, call on the light within. Adio, adio, dear Lord, Satnam, Satnam, holy name. When I call on the light within, I go home. Adio, adio, dear Lord, Satnam, Satnam, holy name. When I call on the light within, I go home. Call on the light within. Can you hear me call on the light within? I'm calling on the light, calling on the light, call on the light within. All right, you ready? Say, I am the light. I am the light within. I am the light within. I am the light. I am the light. I am the light within. Say you and look at each other. You are the light within. You are the light within. You are the light. You are the light. You are the light within. Cause we are. We are the light within. Yes, we are the light. We are the light. We are the light. We are the light within.
And so, dear Lord, precious one, divine mother, all you of the sources of light, we call on you to be with us, and we thank you. We thank you for being with us tonight. We thank you for the reminders that we are all connected, that we are all one. We thank you for the reminders that we have only to ask for support to receive it, for the reminders that we are not alone. And we ask that your divine light enfold all of those who feel so separate and alone. We ask that the divine light enfold all of those who are grieving, all of those who are weary and unsure. We call upon your divine light and your divine love for comfort, and to wrap all of those who are suffering in your divine light and comfort. And we are so blessed to have each other and the spiritual community to be nourished by and to see the divine light in each other at all times. And so until we meet again, we say, blessed be, Aho, Amen, Ashe, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And we have a nice way of closing.
mountain thought I had already climbed. The weight of my mistakes hold me down like I'm paralyzed. Yeah. How many times have I asked for grace? Standing in the same broken place. I'm giving you every good reason to walk away. But somehow you choose me. Over and over again, over and over again. You keep running to me. No matter where I am, over and over again. I get lost, I must confess. Oh, how quickly I forget. But you keep on showing me all the love. Over and over again. Got a second chances here to catch me every time. I thought I was unlovable till you told the smile of mine. Yeah, yeah. I'm worth more than my past mistakes.